Greetings, my children. Oh, this feels good to be back. Tell me, do you feel it? The subtle chill in the air. The feeling that something is just off. Something just isn't right. That feeling that something tragic may happen. Could it be something you've seen? Could it be something someone said? Maybe something you've read? Oh. Tonight, my children, I will discuss with you a list of portents, whether they be objects, things, spirits, animals, or perhaps even just constructs that may just foretell the end. For our first one, my children, we shall cover the black cat. As old as time itself, the black cat has always been seen as an omen of misfortune. Whether it be something happening to your finances, whether it be you just stub your toe or step on a Lego. To see a black cat walking by has always meant bad news for any and everyone involved. Of course, does that itself has done something? No. Now, the question, of course, being, why did black cats in particular garner this reputation, is quite unknown. But what we do know is it is a stereotype that has been around since really the dawn of time, almost. Or at least the dawn of man's understanding of predictions or of premonitions. Next, we shall venture overseas. For you see, it is said that a very specific ghost haunts the seven seas. The ghost of a Dutch captain who, on one stormy night, found himself caught and his ship quickly capsizing. And then, in the heat of battle, he did what any sailor would. He raised his fist to the air and he cursed God with every curse in the book. And after his ship went into the drink, no one had heard from him again. That is, until one unsuspecting sailor found a ship, a derelict vessel, sailing quietly along the sea. And what was very special about this particular ship was the eerie green aura that seemed to adorn it. It wasn't that anything aboard the ship had attempted to make contact with it. It was what happened to the sailors afterwards. It was said that grave misfortune befell all who set eyes on this vessel. Yes, my children, I'm of course talking about the ever infamous fable of the Flying Dutchman. And what's special about this little fable is that about half of it is rooted in fact. There was a vessel by the name of the Flying Dutchman. There was a Dutch captain who sailed aboard it, and there was a massive storm that overtook the ship. And I'm sure, like any of us would have been, that this particular Dutch captain aboard this particular Dutch vessel shouted some very choice words to the big man up above. But what I'm not so sure happened is that the ship was ever resurrected, condemned by God. Now, just because I'm skeptical does not mean that it's not real, or that its effects aren't real. In the comments below, type hashtag Flying Dutchman is real. That way I can see you, my children. For our next one, we travel from the seven seas all the way to the highlands of Scotland. In this one, I want to ask you, if you were to come across a lake and you saw a very mysterious old woman just sitting by the lake, singing while washing clothes, what would your first thoughts be? Is she a kind old woman? Is she lost? Why is she washing clothes by the lake instead of perhaps at a laundromat? Why is she doing? Whose clothes are they? For you may notice most of them are varying sizes, likely too big or small to fit this woman. Would you attempt to ask her about any of this? If your answer is yes, then let me say that you are both a brave and a very foolish soul. Because this, as I speak, my children, of the Scottish Benia, the washerwoman of death, as the Highlanders called it. Yes, the Benia is said to be a deceased spirit condemned to wash the clothes of the dead or those about to die. It was said that those who either died very young, unmarried, or by ending their own life, were said to be condemned to being a Benia by the Fae, and that they would be forced to wash the clothes of the is soon to be departed. It is also said that their songs are a mournful dirge, said to sing about the death of the one whose clothes they clean. Of course, it is also said that should you ever catch one by surprise, merely by ambushing it from behind or by suckling from its breasts, fostering yourself as one of its kin, it is said that it may grant you any request, such as letting you know whose clothes they are, and if it is yours that they are washing, it is said that upon your request, they will stop washing the clothes, therefore canceling your fate. And alternatively, if you had a particular lust for another's end, perhaps an enemy, an adulterous lover, it is said that you may offer their clothes, therefore transferring the fate that would have been yours unto them. But of course, none of us would ever do that, would we? It feels good sometimes to be treacherous. For our last one, we don't travel too far from our last location, as we go from Scotland to Ireland. Very similar to the Benia would be, of course, the Banshee. Also a female spirit, very malevolent in nature, said to howl upon a village to signify the end or the coming grave misfortunes of either an individual or up to even an entire civilization. It was said that the Banshee's wails could be heard throughout an entire mountainside, and what distinguishes the Irish Banshee from the Benia is that whereas the Benia is forced into its task, the Banshee revels in it. She loves the havoc she causes. Oh, and unlike the Benia, there is no saving yourself from the fate bestowed by the Banshee. As an honorable mention, of course, I must give to none other than Mothman, a cryptid seen around the West Virginia area at first. Mothman has been said to be sighted around areas of catastrophe just moments before they would occur. The two biggest instances of this being, of course, the Chernobyl nuclear reactor plant, moments before it melted, and a lot more recent and a lot more tragic to us in the West. It was said that moments before our tragedy struck, Mothman was seen flying in circles in New York around the World Trade Center. Death is in the air, my children. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. And I want to thank Mr. Travis Bruce at the Horror Realm for allowing me to come to you all. You may find me on Facebook at Thomas Stewart, or you may join my Corpse Child Sanctuary Facebook page. You may find me on Instagram at CorpseChild2001. You may find me on both TikTok and Slasher at Unholy Corpse Child. And of course, you may be a beloved and devout maggot or larvae, and join me in the sanctuary at www.corpsechildsanctuary.com, where not only may you find all the information you'd like to know about me, but visit the Citadel, where all of my tomes of terror are available. The ebooks are cheaper than Amazon, and the paperbacks all come signed and autographed by yours truly, as well as coming with one custom bookmark and a hand-drawn custom art piece. And of course, you'll always find me here on the Horror Realm with the damned lists. Have a nice night, my children.